Okay guys, so today we're going to be continuing with differentiation. We're going to be looking at the product rule. So in maths we know a product is when we are multiplying, right? So we're going to use our product rule when we have two expressions being multiplied by each other, right? So this here is the product rule. Now before we go into the actual product rule, let's look at the example here, right? So we have y is equal to 2x squared plus 1 multiplied by x to the power 3 plus 3, right? So notice it's one expression multiplied by an x expression, right? So we have them in brackets. Brackets means to multiply. We can use the product rule here. So this is what we're going to do, right? So we're going to let y equal to uv, right? So the first bracket is u, and the second bracket is v, right? So we let this equal to uv, so that means u is equal to 2x plus 1, 2x squared, sorry, plus 1, 2x squared plus 1, and v is equal to, from above here, x to the power 3 plus 3, right? So we just write it down there. Good. Now next thing we're going to do is differentiate this. So we differentiate in u, so we write du. With respect to x, so we write dx. And we'll get 2 2s are 4, x, we reduce this by 1, we get x to the power 1, we can leave out that 1. This will change to 0, so we don't have to put anything there. And we would get, for dv dx now, we're going to differentiate this part. We get 6 3s are 18, x to the power 2. Well, this is going to just come off, right? Okay, so now we're going to use our product rule. I'm going to write down the product rule here. So dy dx is equal to v du dx plus u dv dx. Now, what you should do is try to write down the formula every time you're working out a question. So in that way, it will help you to remember it, right? So let's try to plug in our information. So to start this, we need to get v. If we go back up in our working, we see v was this expression here. 6x to the power 3 plus 3. So I'm going to write that 6x to the power 3 plus 3, right? Then we need to get du dx. Du dx is 4x. Notice I'm putting them in brackets, right? U is this here, 2x squared. And then dv dx is this here, 18x squared. All right. So it depends on how the question goes, we could either leave it like this or we could simplify it, right? So if they say to simplify it, we have to break down this a little bit. If not, well, then you could leave your answer like this, right? So I'm going to break it down a little more. Okay, so if I multiply all of this, I'm going to get 6 was 24x to the power 4 plus 4 3s are 12x. Here we're going to get 18 by 2 is 36 x to the power 4, right? So we have x to the power 4 and x to the power 4. Let me just write that later. Right, so 24 plus 36, 6 and 4 is 10. We get 60. Yes, we got 60. 60x to the power 4 plus 12x. And that's your final answer. Okay, so what I did was I paused the video and I erased the old question and put a new one, right? So this is example 2. Now we're going to use the same thing, but this one is a little more difficult, right? But we did everything before that we need to work out this question. So just follow through and you realize that, you know, we taken everything we learned before and this question isn't really that difficult when you check it out, right? Okay, so clearly here we see in what u and v is, right? U comes like this here and v is this one here, right? So let let y equal to uv, right? So we always starting like that. Then you write down exactly what u is and what v is, right? So u is this one, v is this one, right? So that means that u is the square root of x plus 2. And v is the square, v is x squared plus 4. Right? Nothing difficult there so far. Right, so we have to differentiate this. Now, just by looking at this, we can't really just go ahead and differentiate at one time. But we learned in the last video that we could change up this to some bracket with a power and use the chain rule, right? So I'm just going to simplify it. So we get x plus 2. Remember, square root is to the power half, right? And we learn how to do that. So remember I was telling you guys that sometime you would want to know how to do the shortcut, right? So this would be one of the situations in which you want to know how to do the shortcut. So we're going to employ the shortcut here. So du dx is, you pull your half in front, you decrease this by 1. So a half take away 1 is negative a half. And then you differentiate in here. But if you differentiate in here, you remember this is 1x, right? So you'll just get 1. Alright, so we're simplifying. 1 by a half is a half. Right? If you forget how to do the shortcut, just check it back. And if you're still not getting the shortcut, well then just go into your working column. Remember, you're never too old to have a working column in your book, right? Just go into your working column and do it the long way. And you'll get the answer as well. Alright? So I'm just putting a line here, right? Because I don't want the work to look too jumbled up, right? So I just put a little line to separate it. Okay, so we're going to do dv dx now. Right, this one is one that is just a normal expression that we can do. So we put 2x, and it will be to the power 1, we leave out the 1, plus 4, that changes 0, so we leave that out. Good so far? Right, now we're going to employ the product rule. So I'm going to write down what it is. dy dx is equal to v du dx plus u dv dx. Alright, so we're going to substitute everything that we need, right? So v, we're going to mark up, v is this expression here, so we're going to write that. So it's x squared plus 4, then du dx. Du dx is this here. It's a long expression. Just take your time. You can put a little dot if you want. You remember dot means to multiply. A half x plus 2 to the power negative a half. Okay, I'm hoping I don't run out of space in the corner there. Okay, plus u. U is this here, right? Square root of x plus 2. And dv dx is 2x. Right, so this one we wouldn't go and simplify it, right? We could leave it like that. If you wanted to simplify it, well then you could take this and put it in front to neaten it up a bit, but you don't have to simplify it, right? So I'm just going to neaten it up. I'm going to put the half in front to make it look a little more organized. We're going to get x squared plus 4, and then I'm going to write this on plus, and then I just 2x by, right? So I didn't simplify anything. I just neatened up the order that was written in. But if you wanted, you could have just stopped at this line here. Alright, so I just want to step further. So that's it basically. With the product rule, in order to use it, you must have a product that you're trying to differentiate, right? A lot of the times you would see them as a bracket next to our next bracket. Sometimes you wouldn't see it as a bracket next to another bracket, right? You might see it like this. You identify, you put the question equal to u, v. You identify what your u is. Then you identify what your v is. You differentiate your u, right? Then you differentiate your v. Then you write down your formula for your product rule, and you do your necessary substitution, right? If it's one that is easy to simplify, you go ahead and simplify it. If it's not, you could leave it as it is. And that's it, basically, the product rule.